Hey, I'm Beardmohbox, and this is the list of the top 10 best value players of 2015. So the way I've done this, I've looked at this mainly in terms of on Madden, so I kind of had a little bit of an algorithm which I used to work this out, and part of that was the overall. So if guys this year had low contracts but played really well in the NFL, they may not have made this list, because like I said, one of the main features is their overall on Madden, and that's why you'll see at least one person here who probably shouldn't be on this list but still makes it. Another thing is, the stats here are obviously pre-2015, so therefore the years left, if it's 1 it means that they're now a free agent, if it's 2 it means they've got another year left, and so on. I'll be referring to it in terms of the Madden years, but that's what it means. So if they've got 1 year left, it means that the team had them for that 1 year at that value, and now they've got to pay him big bucks. And anyway, without further ado, let's get into this list. Number 10. Malcolm Butler of the New England Patriots. Butler is ranked as the 35th best corner in Madden with an 83 overall, having played 1 year. His cap salary is down at the low number of $500,000 with a total contract value of $1.5 million, and he has 2 years left on his contract, meaning he has another year at that value. And the reason he's so cheap is because he entered the league as an undrafted free agent in 2014. Number 9. Aldon Hurns of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hurns ranks as the 41st best receiver in Madden with an overall of 84, also having played only 1 year just like Butler. And again, like Butler, his contract is identical, $500,000 in cap salary, $1.5 million total value, and 2 years left. And the reason for that? The same as Butler, he was an undrafted free agent in 2014. Number 8. Jordan Reed of the Washington Redskins. Reed ranks as the 8th best tight end in Madden with an 89 overall with 2 years of experience. A bit of a bigger contract here, but still very low, $630,000 in cap salary, $2.7 million total value with 2 years left on his contract and only a $550,000 bonus. Reed came into the league as a 3rd rounder in 2013 and is still under his rookie contract, and that explains his good value. Number 7. Devonta Freeman of the Atlanta Falcons. Freeman ranks as the 9th best running back in Madden with an overall of 88 and only 1 year's experience. Freeman has a low cap salary of $630,000 with a $2.7 million total, but he still has 3 years left on his contract, and perhaps actually should be higher up on this list considering that. Freeman's value comes down to him being a 4th rounder in 2014, and not even his own team expected him to break out this year, having drafted another running back at the start of this season. Number 6. Joe Berger of the Minnesota Vikings. Berger ranks as the 9th best center in Madden, but was also ranked as the best run blocking center this year by Pro Football Focus. At 87 overall and 10 years of experience, it's surprising that he makes it on this list at all. But he's here, and that's because he only has a $1.08 million cap salary with a $2 million total and 2 years left on his contract. Berger has been a career backup, and this season was the first time that he started 16 games in his 11-year career, hence why he's such good value. Number 5. Aldon Smith of the Oakland Raiders. And now here's the guy that maybe shouldn't have made this list. Based on the fact he's got an overall of 86 and 4 years experience, Aldon Smith shouldn't be on this list. Based on the fact he won't be playing football next year due to suspension, it becomes a little more obvious why he is. After finding trouble with the 49ers, Aldon Smith got a 1-year contract from the Raiders worth $1.2 million. Everything went fine for Smith and the Raiders until September, when he was suspended for an entire year. His habit of finding trouble was why a 7th overall pick was ever on a $1.2 million contract. The Raiders took a small risk and it didn't pay off, but nobody's going to pay him big money when he comes back. Number 4. Malik Jackson of the Denver Broncos. The first but not the last member of the Broncos on this list, Malik Jackson ranks as the 13th best right end in Madden at 90 overall with 3 years of experience. We briefly went into the millions in cap salary, but we're back to the 100,000s with these rookie contracts, and Malik Jackson only takes up $650,000 cap space, but this was his last year in that contract, so he's up for some big money in this offseason. Jackson was a 5th rounder in 2012, and because he was still in his rookie contract, that's why he was good value, but now will be getting paid fairly. Number 3. Brandon Marshall of the Denver Broncos. Here's number 2 of 2 of the Broncos players, and Brandon Marshall ranks as the 9th highest rated middle linebacker on Madden at 88 overall with 3 years of experience. Marshall is another guy due for a pay rise this year, as he was on a 1-year contract for $580,000. That leads to great value this year, but probably not so much from now on. Marshall was drafted in the 5th round in 2012 by the Jacksonville Jaguars, was cut by them, made it to the Broncos practice team squad, where he eventually became a starter following teammate injuries. Number 2. Josh Norman of the Carolina Panthers. Norman is tied for first for the best corner on Madden, but Tyrann Mathieu is actually more of a safety, so make that Josh Norman the best cornerback available on Madden at a 94 overall. Our final rookie contract of this list, Norman took up only $650,000 in cap space this year, despite being seen as pretty much the best corner in the NFL. Norman peaked at the right time, as this was the final year of his contract, meaning he's due for a huge pay rise when he hits the free agent market this offseason. The reason for Norman's value is that he was drafted in the 5th round in 2012, actually the exact next pick after Brandon Marshall. Number 1. Richie Incognito of the Buffalo Bills. Incognito is the 2nd highest rated left guard on Madden at 95 overall and 10 years of experience. Incognito got a similar deal as Aldon Smith, getting paid $1.1 million for 1 year in order to prove himself. Aldon Smith didn't, Incognito did, play a full 16 games, and definitely is going to get paid a lot more next year. You may remember that whole bullying thing that happened at the Miami Dolphins a couple of years back, and Richie Incognito was the guy that was hit hardest with that, missing an entire year before being given this pick-me-up contract by the Buffalo Bills. $1.1 million for the 2nd best left guard in the league, that's pretty amazing value.
Oh my god, play!
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you haven't seen the previous video yet, you can do that by clicking here. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, you can do that by clicking here and subscribing. New videos every Friday and Sunday, and sometimes Wednesdays too.